I don't believe in vision boards. I think they're a big scam, is what someone says when they don't know how to correctly use them. Thing is, and by the way, I just put my bangs like this, they're not here on my forehead. A change is always good. I have been quite fond of vision boards. I had been quite fond of vision boards until last year, I think until 2 years ago, when I created my 2024 vision board back in 2023. And I put a lot of things on it, such as some trips that I wanted to take and concerts I wanted to go to, and all of that, and just other personal goals regarding money and stuff. And my thinking back then was that, oh, I just have to look at it and it'll be done. Of course, that's not how it worked, and that's not how it works. It's not how it is. I have been seeing so many people on Instagram and YouTube just posting stuff about 2026 vision boarding, reflecting on their 2025 vision boards and all of that. And it's just so nice to see. But at the same time, there's this feeling in my chest every single time I see those people, and I'm like, wow, it wasn't the vision board, it was you. I obviously do not comment it under their videos because they know that too. But I feel like vision board is just like a kind of like a physical visual evidence of who they want to be. And I know that people watching this might be like, we know that, why are you talking about this? Thing is, I didn't know that. I did not know that, because again, when you, as people say, little knowledge is very, very dangerous, and you should just not operate on little to no information. You should like fully know how things work. And when I went to it, I just started imitating and copying people. I was like, oh, this person is just putting a bunch of pictures on a chart paper or like on a pin board, and that's how it is. And that's what I did. When I did not do that, I would just make something on Procreate on my iPad. Surprisingly enough, last year, which was 2024, I had a few things come true. I went to my first concert. I also went on the trip that I wanted. A few other things that happened, but not everything. I mean, if I holistically looked at my 2024 vision board, which is still on my iPad, which is so sad. I haven't used my iPad in a year, by the way, and that's another story. But I put it as a background on my iPad, and there were so many things that did not come true. I wasn't as healthy as I wanted to be. Other aspirations that I wanted to come true did not come true. And I just wondered by October, November, that why did it not come true? Why are other people getting to do this and why I am not? What I did not realize at the time was that they weren't victimizing themselves, first of all. When something for them did not come true, they weren't like, why not me? Why them? But I was doing that. So that was a learning experience as well. The reason that it did not come true for me is simple. I just did not pray for it enough. I mean, not pray in a sense like joining my hands and praying, but just I did not embody it enough. I did not do anything to achieve that. I did not make a system that would help me achieve the goal. Because what I did, as I have mentioned in the last two videos as well, that you don't focus on the goals, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So you do the thing that is needed to achieve the goal, and you, by doing the thing, you embody that version of you, and the outcome is automatic. Like, it just reflects. That's how it is. That's how I would say manifested other things as well. That's what manifestation is. There is that. The end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025, extremely hard. Went through like a whole awakening, just had multiple mental breakdowns, and I'm not even saying them lightly. It was too much. I'll talk about it one day. And then I lost 3 family members this year. That was another hard thing that I had to go through. I lost both of my dogs. I lost my grandfather, and it was just such a big loss overall. It's just crazy. And I don't want to talk about that. The thing is that I haven't made a vision board for 2026 because I feel like this time I just don't want to have some visual representation in front of me. I would much rather have, you know, 2 or 3 really important goals that I would want to achieve in the next 1 year. Number one being my health. I really want to get in shape. I mean, I am out of shape. I'm very out of shape, and I've lived with that insecurity my entire life. It sucks. it sucks because no one was stopping me, no one had put me in a cage and be like, you can't do this, you can't do this. And that was never the case. I chose to not do it. And looking back, I don't really have any regrets. I mean, sure, I could have, but at the same time, it's like there is no past and there's a future. So all I have is right now and what I do with the now. So I am doing great. I am doing certain things here and there which I won't reveal just yet. And I will reveal everything soon, slowly in bits and pieces, because why give everything away in the trailer? I am pretty excited for the next year. And I'm also not going to just limit myself that, oh, I have 3 goals, and if they do not come true in 2026, then they are worthless, and that I did not want them, or that I am worthless because I did not do enough to achieve them. That's not the case. I am not here to live for a year. I mean, truthfully speaking, I don't even know what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes. So it's a very unrealistic thing to just assume that everything will happen either in a month or a year or a decade. You never know what's going to happen when. But all I'm saying is that no one has to wait for years and years and months and months and months to achieve something. If you put in the work and if you believe in yourself enough, which I know sounds very, very corny and cliche, you will achieve what you want. And I know that people are kind of pessimistic about this and they just bring in the whole conversation of we were not dealt the same cards and this and that. Not to me. I mean, my perspective of it is like, I've seen so many people build their lives up from the ground up, and I've seen so many people who were born with a silver spoon ruin their lives in front of me. So I don't think we should talk about cards or destiny or stars. I mean, believe all you want, believe whatever you want. I'm not saying that this isn't real or that is real. There is no inherently objective, real reality. Everything is subjective. This too is a conversation that we should have one day, but a lot of people are not ready to test that or sit with that, because I feel like these days, or maybe even before me or before my parents or grandparents, pretty much ever since humans had a functioning brain and we started existing, I feel like people just, and this is a tendency that mostly everyone has, but people think that what they know to be true or what they assume to be true is the inherent truth, but that's not the case. That is never going to be the case, and that never was the case. What you know to be true is true for you. You will see the evidence of that in your reality. What I know to be true is true for me. I will never ever sit in front of you and be like, oh, XYZ, this is reality. ABC, this is reality. No, it's not. It might not be for you. It might be for you slightly, but it might be a little off in some angles. But it's never going to be 100% true for either you, or you. It's not going to be like that. And that's the ultimate truth. And I feel like that is why there are so many fights, and just fights on a bigger scale, because people don't want to settle on the fact that there is no objective truth. And that's okay. That's fine. Because just the simplest example that I can take in this case is person A may not like person B, because person A thinks that person B is evil, but person C could be in love with person B. Why? Because person B could be everything to person C. And when person A and C have a conversation, they both are just stunned speaking to each other, because they both have such different views about person B. Person A is like, I can't believe you talked to that asshole. And person C is like, how could you even say that about person B? That person is a saint. So you see, nobody is right technically, but they are right to themselves. And if they fight because of that, that seems to be pointless to me, because it's like, sure, you can love that person, and sure, you can hate that person with a burning passion, but that does not make you right, or that does not make you right. You both are right for yourselves. There is no inherent truth. So that's what I believe. The second thing that I want to talk about is that 2026 and the years going forward, pretty much starting now, I am not going to consume anything unless it is absolutely needed. And that goes for everything, be it social media, be it physical media, be it materialistic stuff. Because in October, at the end of September, I realized that I have so many unused journals, notebooks, and stationery that I ordered in the last 5, 7, 10 years, just for the hell of it, because I want like aesthetic notebooks and this and that, and I never used them. I would use them, I would just write in the first 5, 10 pages, and I would just abandon them and buy a new notebook. And I have a whole pile of notebooks. I mean, I have at least 7 to 10 notebooks just lying there emptied, collecting dust. So what I decided is that I remember even the date on 6th October. I wrote in each of those notebooks that I'm going to use all these abandoned notebooks, and when I'm done with them, that is when I'm going to buy a new one. So I'm done with two, and it's the end of December. Obviously, in 2 days, it's New Year. I'm done with two notebooks, and I am, writing in the third one currently. I'm making my to do lists, or just making notes in general about stuff. I have so many left here, and I did buy two journals, but those were journals for my journaling. Those were not notebooks for writing to do lists and stuff. These notebooks I'm using for miscellaneous stuff, and that's what I bought them for initially, like journaling as well as to do lists, but I never journaled, and I'm also getting back into journaling. So the point is under consumption for the win, and just appropriate consumption for the win. I'm not saying that, oh, just don't buy anything at all, like just don't have any resources. That's not what I mean at all. That's not how I'm gonna live either. I'm only going to buy stuff when I actually need it. For instance, I have so many lip glosses and lip balms that I haven't used, and luckily they haven't expired, so I'm just using them because I don't want to waste them. On social media, when you see all these people promoting these products, no ill will to them. I mean, more power to them. That's your job. You have to do that. It's fine. At some point, maybe one day, if I get an opportunity, I would do that as well. But I would not do it in such a way that, oh, you have to buy it. Oh my God, you guys, you have to buy it. That's not the truth. Even though, yes, I am promoting something, but you don't have to buy it. Or more like, you don't need to buy it. You can do whatever you want. Do you actually need it? It's fun to see a creative ad, it's fun to see that. But do you actually need it? I mean, I am a media student. I studied advertising when I was in college. And the whole point of advertising is to evoke these emotions in people that would actually make them buy the stuff, which I have also fallen victim to so many times. I mean, all this BS that I have at home, so many types of lip balms, many, many colors, this and that, this and that. I never needed them. All I needed was a good, really moisturizing lip balm that I now finally have. But all those things I did not need. Why do I have them then? Because, oh, it'll look good on me. If I wear that brown color and I go out on Christmas, it's gonna look good, and that's why I purchased it. I could have saved so much money had I not bought that. But anyway, no regrets. It, again, as I mentioned, life is a paradox. You need those experiences to learn from them. So I needed to make that mistake, which wasn't really a mistake because I did not know at the time, to learn from it. So now I'm using all those products. I'm not gonna let anything go to waste just like that. I oil my hair twice a week, so my oil is almost fully consumed, and I'll purchase a new one. I'll just purchase a small bottle. I mean, I don't need a big bottle because my hair isn't that long anyway. And I am not purchasing any books. I purchased a Kindle almost 2.5 years ago. So whenever I want to read a book, which I'm currently reading, I will always purchase something there. I mean, let's not waste paper. I also do not really buy clothes that much. I mean, I'm not a believer in not repeating outfits, which another crazy conversation for some other day. That's just ridiculous how people make fun of people for repeating outfits. That does not even sound logical to me. What the fuck do you mean by repeating outfits? They're your clothes. What do you expect? You're just going to wear them once and throw them away? That's so fucked up. And I'm sorry for my language, but that really is fucked up. I mean, that's why would you ridicule people for wearing their clothes? Crazy, crazy. I mean, I cannot even count the number of times I've repeated that one black dress because it's pretty, and why will I not wear it? It's such a good dress, and whatever. I mean, I don't really get my nails done or anything. I like my nails like this. I sometimes play guitar and my ukulele, so I don't really have longer nails for a long time anyway. I've stopped buying moisturizers, lotions, face washes, cleansers unnecessarily until and unless I'm left with like 2 or 3 days of pumps. I don't buy them because I don't need them. They just sit on my shelves collecting dust, and that's not what I want. Yeah, vision boards, under consumption, having goals, and not restricting myself or limiting myself in any capacity, because there is no timeline, which is just another this thing that I want to talk about, that there really is no timeline. I mean, people really, I mean, I've experienced this with family. I've experienced this with certain people, friends, strangers, whatever, that, oh well, you are XYZ old, you haven't done this, you haven't experienced this. So, what does me being that old have to do with experiencing this? And when was it a race? These things I did not know until 2-3 years ago. I used to think that I'm such a weirdo for not having experienced this or having completed this or having done this. Who cares? Oh my god. I just wish I could shout at the top of my lungs. But I just don't want to strain my throat. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I'm gonna make a separate video on this one day, maybe in the near future. Nobody cares. Time isn't real. Oh my god. I'm just gonna make a separate video on it. You know, it's fine. It's okay. But there is no timeline. You can experience whatever you want, whenever you want. You're not a weirdo for not having done certain things by a certain age, which is just so fucking weird to even think about it, because it's like, there's no timeline. My timeline is not the same as yours. So just because you did something at 13 and I haven't, does not make me any different or any less worthy than you are. So that's it.